Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and Putin believe that they're going to intimidate and bully and threaten President Zelensky to join the club of corrupt and unprincipled leaders, they will literally need to wait until hell freezes over twice, because this is a man who is committed to the survival of his country.
The propaganda is what's coming out of J.D. Vance's mouth, and it's Russian propaganda.
I saw the meeting as a despicable display of bullying by the president.
It was Vice President Vance, particularly, who was on the offense, who was berating President Zelensky.
It is absolutely shameful what is happening right now. The White House has become an arm of the Kremlin.
I just have never felt such shame about American policy before, and I don't know how our allies trust us after this.
Putin and his cronies are probably popping champagne bottles right now.
We have someone that is occupying the White House, and as far as I'm concerned, he is an enemy to the United States.
She just said Trump is an enemy to the United States.
Yeah, that's a new clip. That's brand new. I saw that this morning on
People were cooking her ass. Now, you know, AOC's under investigation, so people, when this clip came out, they were like, well, it is somebody actually dumber than AOC. And I said, well, I agree. Jasmine is dumber than AOC.
It's crazy because she has more formal education than AOC.
I don't know,
She's just radical.
It's pretty close.
She just be hooting and hollering all the time. Like all she does is go on TV.
Hold on, bro.
All right.
I think JD was doing less bullying than Trump.
Now JD started the bullying.
He did?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bullying.
JD said no.
Trump should say thank you.
He said with respect.
Yeah, Trump was holding back.
Thank you once.
Trump stopped holding back when he said, y'all are going to feel it. He said, oh, don't tell us we're going to feel it. That's when he had Trump messed up.
Yeah, they did have
Trump was on defense. Like, JD kind of sent some shots, and then they was going back and forth. But then whenever he tried to, play on America, Trump said, all right. That's dead, homie.
I personally like what JD did, personally.
But Trump, it's like, we ain't giving y'all no more money,
I felt like when Trump got started,
they did bully him, though.
way more bullying.
I think because he's trying to talk about he's going to get harmed on our nation. You supposed to get on the You have to. Yes, that's like if somebody say, somebody finna shoot you.
I'm not gonna
You're not going to say nothing about it?
We're finally
your family going to feel it.
We're finally getting back to competent leadership. Like all these Democrats, it's bad. We're not helping another. Are you guys, so the Democrat Party has become the party of war? Is that what we're seeing? All these Democrats calling Trump a bully and crying because we're not helping a country egg on their destruction? We're not funding their destruction? Because at some point, they're going to run out of soldiers. They don't have the manpower to fight this. So now they're basically saying, take our tax dollars, send them overseas, and once they continue to get their ass stomped on, send your children over there to die. No.
Am I tripping, or wasn't he the FBI?
That is,
he was spying on Trump campaign.
Yeah, that's the one that Dan Bongino was talking about. Now he's a senator, and
he's been a senator.
Yeah, he was in a senator the whole time.
He's a senator then.
Yeah.
So he was a Democrat senator while being the FBI.
No, the FBI was investigating him.
But I'm pretty sure he wasn't the head of the FBI.
No,
he was.
Who was that then?
What was his name?
Pretty sure it was Adam Schiff.
He was talking about Adam Schiff. I think you're right.
Head of the FBI is somebody else.
No,
the former.
I
think you're right because Dan Bongino was talking about him.
Yeah, that's who it was. This is who Casper Tayl's going after. It's Adam Schiff.
No, I thought it was to do with
James
glasses.
Comey is the former head.
James Comey.
I'm like, I don't know.
But they want him too, though.
Okay, yeah, I'm tripping.
No, they're investigating. James Comey actually and him were spying on Trump's campaign.
Okay.
And they went and lied about it in
Did
court.
he have to do with the Russiagate thing?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Okay. It was Comey.
I'm just confused. Like, what do people want? They want us to send money for war to continue to go on?
First off, they've got to change the fact that on the 17th of January, the British signed an agreement with Ukraine to have exclusive rights to those deals. Kershaw, this is a battle of dueling narratives. You can go check it out. This is on the British-UK website. It talks about this 100-year Ukraine and UK signed a 100-year deal over security guarantees and economic development. So what happened is that I believe President Trump and his team found out that they were being played. So this has become a set of dueling narratives. The BBC just said today there's massive protests here. Zach Andrews just said all the European leaders are behind Zelensky. We are being played. We, the United States, are trying to be signed up to a deal that we provide security guarantees to a economic development deal that Keir Starmer has already signed them up to do. So the first thing it has to do is people have to take a step back and be honest with what's really going on. And so I think what happened here, I don't know the details, it wasn't in that meeting, but Kershaw, the president was trying to play a straight line deal to sign an agreement with them over this mineral rights deal, knowing full well that the British had already signed on this 3 days before his inauguration. So where we go from here is both sides.
Hold on.
If this is going to work, if the Europeans really want our help, they're going to have to take a step back and start being honest with the United States about what's really going on.
Hold on.
Crazy.
So Europe the whole time was doing business with these people and collecting money while we're just steady sending our money pretty much.
Now you see why they said NATO has to be relooked at.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, bro. That's a problem, bro. I'm going to keep it 100, bro.
Yeah, it's a problem.
That is a complete problem. And you telling me if we would have signed that deal with the minerals, so the war would have continued to go on.
It was the first step towards peace.
That's getting Zelensky to agree with something. Then we got to go see what Putin want to agree to.
But they had the meeting and Ukraine did not come. Zelensky did not come.
Yeah,
Remember
that too.
To be honest with you, if UK is doing all that, America, let them niggas handle that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
Trump said that a long time ago.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
They already standing up talking about we're gonna fight you, send in solidarity. Well, we didn't pay the $175 billion. It's time for y'all to pay y'all $175
and they're
billion.
winning at this. We're losing. How are y'all winning and they want us to continue to fight some?
And it's also more of a threat. It's more of a threat to them, being that they are bordering Ukraine in Europe.
Well,
and
not
if Ukraine
really.
falls, well,
They're on an island.
Well, not really.
UK is on a little island.
Well, I'm just talking about in Europe in general.
Yeah.
All these European leaders are over there. They're all bordering Ukraine. So it's more of a threat to them if something bad were happening to Ukraine than it is to us. Yet we're paying the most money and being criticized for not wanting to do that now. It's interesting.
That's crazy. The whole time, UK is getting the minerals and stuff from Ukraine. Yeah, bro, it's something deeper that we don't know about. It's something way deeper that we don't know about.
Everybody for $1. That's what it looked like. That you don't want to give us the minerals, but then we helping you out for the war. Yeah, I definitely.
They can't because there's somebody already collecting them. That's what UK is collecting the minerals already. That's what they said on the. That's what dude just said.
You want us to fund it while y'all collecting the minerals? We not getting no win.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy.
Yeah. They probably figured that out. They didn't even mention that.
That's what they just said.
Well, I'm talking about JD and them didn't.
They said, the dude just said they just found out.
So yeah, well, that's another major mistake for Zelensky there. His allies criticize Ukraine's Zelensky and suggest he may need to resign.
Because he's tweaking.
Yeah, bro. He's finna cause everybody to tweak
World
out.
war. He's trying to make a world war.
President Trump hitting back at Ukrainian President Zelensky just a short time ago on President Zelensky's comments in London yesterday during a briefing where he said, quote, "An agreement to end the war is still very, very far away, and no one has started all these steps yet." President Trump responded to Zelensky by saying, quote, "This is the worst statement that could have been made by Zelensky, and America will not put up with it for much longer. It is what I was saying. This guy doesn't want there to be peace as long as he has America's backing and Europe." In the meeting they had with Zelensky, stated flatly that they cannot do the job without the U.S. Probably not a great statement to have been made in terms of show of strength against Russia. What are they thinking?
That is the truth.
That is the truth.
That's without him even saying it, bro. That is logically the truth.
No, I'm talking about if I was Europe, I wouldn't say that, but
bro,
personally, I agree.
That is the truth with them.
I'm glad that Trump and them are finally putting their foot down.
Yeah,
we're not putting up with this crap. We finally have competent leadership that's going to put our own country's interests ahead of another nation, and I think that's a good thing for us.
This is what we voted for.
This is what we voted for.
common sense. Wait,
It's not
that
even
isn't
that.
right.
This is what is going to make America great. We're not going to continue to put the interests of another country ahead of our own. We got people in our country. They're talking about, oh well, there was a bipartisan deal to send money to North Carolina. Yeah, they were going to get a couple million while Ukraine got another $44 billion. Imagine what $40 billion would have done
in that border bill.
Hawaii.
Yeah, no, this was a different deal, I guess.
California.
$44 billion would have done for all these victims of natural disasters in America, but we're sending money to this country that we'll never see any benefit of.
They still can't
the
build
benefit
it.
of them not losing their nation, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sleep fine. I'm gonna sleep fine regardless. So we safe here in America. That's all I got to say on
Russia
that.
is not an easy country to go to war with either, because they're pretty big and they have the most nuclear power. So I don't want to see none. I don't want to see none of them problems. I don't.
That's fair.
There's quite a disconnect happening here at the White House and with their allies in Kyiv, because I have been told by a senior official here that nothing's going to happen with this minerals deal until Zelensky goes in front of cameras and makes an explicit public apology for the way that he behaved himself, behaved in the Oval Office with that meeting. But Zelensky is out there now saying that he thinks he can still get this minerals deal without saying sorry.
We are not making any steps back. This is our policy, to be consistent regardless of what happened before. We are constructive. If we agree that it will be signed, from our side we are ready to sign. I honestly think the United States will be ready as well. Maybe they need time to analyze some things.
I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, good luck, because there is still a desire by Republicans in D.C. to end the war in Ukraine and to make a deal with Ukraine on the way forward. But after Friday's Oval Office dust-up, Republicans don't care if peace happens with Zelensky in charge or somebody else, although nobody is saying yet who they think a suitable Zelensky replacement could be.
I told y'all.
Something has to change. Either he needs to come to his senses and come back to the table in gratitude, or someone else needs to lead the country to do that. I mean, it's up to the Ukrainians to figure that out. But I can tell you that we are re-exerting peace through strength.
And we're hearing now that President Trump plans to talk about the end of the war in Ukraine at some point tomorrow.
How is they going to do it?
What are you talking about?
How they going to get a new leader if he's not going to step down for...
you have to realize, in Ukraine, there's no elections. They've been not holding elections. He's been seizing political power against his enemies. I mean, like he's been like
so how's they gonna get somebody else
their assets, arrest them, silencing them.
They can't impeach him.
No, duh. So what else? What's the only option?
They have to offer him a deal until he agrees to step down.
I'm just okay. If he's not going to step down,
you can kind of y'all not hitting what you're talking about.
I do.
Okay, well then let's just keep going then.
Or someone else needs to lead the country to do that. I mean, it's up to the Ukrainians to figure that out. But I can tell you that we are re-exerting peace through strength.
Exactly.
And we're hearing now that President Trump plans to talk about the end of the war in Ukraine at some point tomorrow, one day closer to his self-imposed deadline to end the war within the first 100 days back in office. Harris?
All right, great reporting on you to get that nugget. I mean, they want an explicit apology from Zelensky. Have we seen anything to maybe point to that actually happening?
No, nothing. I've heard that Zelensky's team have been calling their counterparts here at the White House, but it just does not seem like anything is going to happen unless President Trump changes his mind and doesn't want a public apology. Nothing is going to happen. They are not going to get this deal, and they are basically going to be in the timeout chair with the way that the White House sees it until he comes up and says, I am sorry for the way that I acted.
Wow, the Ukrainian president literally taking it. Literally. Call a friend when you're losing. But this isn't a game show.
Y'all treating him like a game. They said we need an apology before now.
They got to, bro.
That's
too much disrespect.
That is a little crazy.
But
everybody want to
you
drop
say you're sorry.
Everybody want to be the big dog. Everybody want to drop their nuts. But I mean, hey, Trump wanted peace. I can't say he just dropping his nuts. But he kind of is dropping his nuts. Nigga, you gonna say sorry, or it ain't nothing else happening, brother.
That's fair. You're not finna come in the highest office of the land and
I get that,
try and dictate and tell our media what it's gonna be.
And then tell us y'all don't know what y'all gonna
finally
feel.
cracking down on this, and now we have people. We have Jasmine Crockett telling us that Trump is the enemy of America, but then is the same one that said we're not in the business of giving out money.
He did slightly apologize and say thank you to the American people, though. We can't act like he ain't said that.
He didn't apologize for the way he acted in that office.
He didn't apologize for the office.
You're not finna talk
They
about
said,
leaders like
Brett
that.
asked him, do you feel like you need to say sorry to Trump? And he did not say that. He said, I respect the American people.
He didn't.
He didn't say, yes, I need to say sorry.
He didn't. Well, say sorry to Big Brother, man. So we can
say sorry. Say you're sorry.
We are speaking about the values, and it definitely looks not very democratic. Although I'm openly saying maybe it is a solution for Putin, for everybody. If I'm not that flexible as they say, I'm exchanging it for NATO.
Can I just ask, you alluded to citizens of other nations. I mean, since the incident, Senator Lindsey Graham...
If I'm not that flexible as they say, I'm exchanging it for NATO.
Can I just ask, you alluded to citizens of other nations. I mean, since the incident, Senator Lindsey Graham said that perhaps you should consider resigning. Speaker Mike Johnson today said that maybe you should consider resigning. Is your attitude it's not their business?
Lindsey Graham is a very good guy. Very nice. And speaking who must be the president and whether I shall resign, I can give him the citizenship of Ukraine. He will become the citizen of our country, and then his voice will start to gain weight, and I will hear him as a citizen of Ukraine on the topic of who must be the president. But Lindsey represents the party that fights for democratic values, and anyway, the president of Ukraine will have to be chosen not at home, at Lindsey Graham's home, but in Ukraine.
Yeah, he ain't gonna resign, you know.
Said
He
Democratic.
trying to make it seem like he the good guy. We'll give you a citizenship of Ukraine so we can hear you out then, you know. He trying to seem like the good guy. I don't know. I know he want what he want. It's just like, can we talk to Putin, man? Can we see what Putin feels? Somebody needs to go talk to Putin, see how he feels.
Call Tucker.
Yeah, can he just, give Ukraine what they want, or is it over with? Then we can know where we at with this
But the
situation.
fact that he went to the negotiation table in Saudi Arabia, didn't that happen, right? And
Did he?
Zelensky did not go. I don't know if he
Putin
went,
go?
but they had somebody there on behalf of Russia.
Ego problems. Everybody got ego. Man,
It is a lot of ego involved.
I ain't going today, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe Zelensky and Putin need to fight it out one-on-one, man. Maybe let the old dudes fight. But I mean, sending random people out there to die, nobody's with that. Because y'all ain't fighting. Y'all ain't going to die.
Yeah, I know a lot of my Democratic friends couldn't believe what they were seeing in the White House yesterday between President Zelensky and President Trump. But I think a lot of Republicans were cheering President Trump on, and I think this gives you an understanding of what's exactly cooking on that side of the aisle. Republicans on the Russia-Ukraine war, look at this, want a quick end of the war, but Russia still keeps the captured land from Ukraine. Look at this. Look at the majority of Republicans. 74%, 3/4 of Republicans, near unanimity on that particular subject, compared to just 25% who say that they support Ukraine's fight, even if it means a longer-lasting war. The bottom line is this, it's very clear, very, very clear that Republicans want an end to this war. They are willing for Ukraine to give up that land that Russia currently has. They do not want this war extended. And I think what we saw yesterday in the White House was a clear illustration of that Republican point of view. Donald Trump representing Republicans well on this issue.
And so what is the trend line, though, on how Republicans have felt about the war ending?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I just go, oh, my goodness gracious. You see a trend line just sort of jump out at you off the screen, right? So Republicans who want the Russia-Ukraine war to end, even if Russia keeps the captured land, you go back to August of 2022, which is 46% of Republicans. You look by October of 2023, it was 55% of Republicans. But again, look at where we were by the end of last year. 74% of Republicans. My goodness gracious. This is the type of trend line that leads to what we saw in the White House yesterday, whereby Republicans have changed their point of view on this war tremendously from where they were 2 years ago, let alone 3 years ago, back in August of 2022. The bottom line is that Republicans want this war to end, even if it means that Russia keeps the captured land.
Well, me and Taj got a bet, guys. The bet is, if we think that Russia is going to keep Ukraine out of NATO, that's what
they are. That's why they're at war.
I know.
That's the only reason why they fighting that war. That's the only reason.
Yeah, we're just going to let them join NATO.
We just invaded them so they don't join. So we just going to say, yeah, we just invaded y'all so y'all can join.
Well, my boy Putin, he want to be involved in NATO. So
no, he doesn't.
Nah, he doesn't.
Not Putin. I'm sorry.
Zelensky.
Zelensky wants to be involved in NATO.
He wants his nation in NATO. Yeah, that's why his nation's at war. Because he's a stupid idiot.
How's that stupid?
Because
he was already
him and Russia, they had an agreement for that to not happen.
Okay, but he don't agree with that agreement no more.
Well, now your people are getting slaughtered. And you're losing half of your country.
Maybe
and you're not getting it back because you want to be Mr. Revolutionary.
Well, yeah, if they lose this,
now we gotta pay our tax dollars to help y'all.
If they lose the war, which that's only
they lost already.
They've already lost. They're begging us to send our people to help them.
And Europe wants to help them.
All right, let Europe do it then.
I'm just saying.
Let them send their children to go die.
The war not gonna be.
But I want our American English-speaking children to be safe.
At the end of this, guys, well, this was the bet.
That's
At
fair.
the end of this, basically, I think that Ukraine is going to be involved in NATO, and Taj think that that's not going to happen. Let us know who y'all think going to lose their money. It's $200 involved in it.
You finna lose your money.
Hopefully,
Russia is not finna stop. To be honest with you, I feel like Russia might send the nukes before them niggas stop.
Damn, that's how they feel like that.
Oh, wow.
I really truly feel like that.
Damn.
I truly.
So then what that make Putin at that point?
Hey,
We've been
we
through what he
been
was.
through that.
He
But
want to
we
drop his nuts.
But
he is almost a dictator.
Yeah, so I don't give a fuck.
I wouldn't be surprised at anything he do.
To be honest,
But Trump ain't gonna let him,
He
That's
trying to
why we
stop
need his
conflict.
help.
Yeah.
Imagine Kamala trying to stop this.
Well, I think the easiest way we can kind of just ask this is, do Americans like the way that Trump's handling his job and compare it to how they felt about Joe Biden? So this is the net approval rating. You look at Joe Biden back in 2024, he was 22 points underwater. Holy cow. You look at Donald Trump, it's just a different planet entirely. I mean, the gulf between these two is wider than the Gulf of America or Mexico, depending on which side of the aisle you stand on. He's at +2. So look, at this particular point, Americans are giving Donald Trump the benefit of the doubt. He's doing considerably better than Joe Biden was doing on the handling of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. And so on this simple question, I think Americans are saying, okay, Donald Trump's doing all right on this.
What about specifically on how they feel about bringing the war to an end?
Yeah, okay. So, look, questions on this can be quite complicated, but I think this kind of gets at sort of where the American trend line is. Americans on the Russia-Ukraine war want a quicker end of the war, but Russia keeps its captured land. Look at this. 50%
of America.
Bare majority coming in here. Support Ukraine's right to fight, even if it means a longer war. That's at 48. This is very, very close. But the trend line on this question is so important because that want a quick end of the war, look at this. You go back to August of 2022, it was at 31%. Now we're at 50%. I mean, that is a rocket ship upwards in terms of the Americans who want a quick end to the war, even if it means Russia keeps the captured Ukraine land. Americans are moving closer and closer to wanting a compromise, even if it means that Ukraine doesn't really get what it set out to want, at least at the beginning of this war.
And Americans' views on Russia are shifting as well.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the reasons why we're seeing this is Americans who say Russia is an enemy. You go back to 2023, it was 64%. In that CBS News YouGov poll, it was down to 34%. Now, there is a chunk that believes that Russia's an unfriendly nation, but the percentage who believe that they're either an ally or friendly, that's up to 34% as well, basically equal to the percentage who say that they're an enemy. So views on Russia have become, let's say, a little less isolated in terms of wanting Russia to be way out there on their own, thinking that they're an enemy. At this particular point, they're starting to see Russia a little bit more friendly, and I think that's part of the reason why Americans want to see a compromise at this particular hour.
Well, man.
I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. Like, as an American watching this, if you continue to fund this war, more people don't have to get involved. So if you want this to continue to go on, more people is going to get involved no matter what.
That's true. But I think it could be an agreement that something probably happens that everybody can get what they want. I know
It's going to be the original.
Putin want to drop his nets and
But I promise you, it's going to be the original agreement. That's why they said it. That's why a lot of people agree with Putin taking half of the land.
We don't know that.
We kind of know that.
We don't know.
That's what
the American people.
That's what Trump is arguing there for. You can keep the captured land and you can't join NATO. That's the main argument for them.
But maybe,
for Russia.
I don't know. It's gonna be at the end of
if
the day.
they join NATO, it's gonna be continuous war.
At the end of the day, I think it's gonna be what Putin wants.
Putin don't want them to be a part of NATO.
And if Putin agrees to, okay, all right, if I don't want to fight you, the whole Europe. Because Europe said they want to get involved. I don't want to fight them. Y'all just keep you.
Well, if Russia fight with the whole Europe, then that's going to have the BRICS pop in. So you're going to have China, North Korea, and all them other world powers.
It could start World War.
Yeah,
that's why we saying.
So let's tell Putin stop dropping his nuts. Then
it's the combination of the NATO and fucking Putin.
I think it's just we got to come to a peace deal.
Because NATO don't have to be over there. Why do NATO have to be over there?
I don't think we have enough information to argue the points that we're trying to argue. Like, we don't really know enough.
I think we do.
Why do? Because we didn't even realize that they got land that's already been captured by Russia.
Yeah, we've been there.
So that's why Ukraine, they like, we need that back. What about that part, Yeah. What if Russia said, no, we're not giving that back?
If Zelensky stops, and he just allows, he just bends he will be bending the knee to Putin, then I guess the war will stop. But if Putin just bends, it is going to be slightly bending the knee over his security threat, then I guess the war will stop. So one of them have to bend the knee. Who's more likely to bend the knee?
The smaller country.
That has Europe involved now. But this is Europe. And now it's going to be the
Man, I don't think Europe will really actually...
Europe is not going to do nothing without the United States.
Dude was crying on stage.
The Europe is not going to do shit without the United States.
If the U.S. don't back them, they are not doing it.
The only reason why Europe won World War II was because of who?
The United States.
Thank you. So shut the fuck up about Europe.
I don't know, man.
Shut the fuck up about Europe.
Trump made that statement.
He's right.
They shouldn't have said it because it does make them seem weak.
Europe was about to lose to one country.
They said that they would not go to war with
Germany. Germany was wiping every nigga.
Germany was wiping shit.
How long ago was that?
Germany had taken over
What was that? That was in
1944. 1940 to 1944. Germany had taken over like 2 countries almost.
No,
already.
they were.
And they had Mussolini with Italy.
Yeah, they had taken over like 2 countries already. They had like taken over. They had raided Poland and Austria already.
That's what I'm saying.
They went straight in there, took straight right over.
All I'm saying, NATO need to chill out. Everybody
guys, in the comments, please just let us know what y'all think is fair. I know sometimes what's fair is might not what happened. But what is fair?
Ukraine don't join NATO.
Yeah,
that's fair.
They end the war and give up the territory they lost because Russia done took it.
Because they was already in treaty and they broke their treaty.
So now you done lost half your country and you didn't get what you want.
And you broke the treaty.
That's gonna hurt. I don't think he won't do that.
Yeah, of course. That's why he want to keep fighting. That's why he wants to keep fighting. See, and now you understand why he wants to keep fighting.
Yeah, no, I do. All right, guys, let us know what y'all think in the comments.
Pride kills it.